what we were seeing is that people didn't know how to get in the door or even to see that with this wave there was going to be opportunity because they didn't even know what the opportunity looked like or would require. And so we had our hands full with learning how to pivot so that we could communicate and help with some of these things. I'd like to share a few pieces of that puzzle. What we did is we created a quick start program, and it was in tandem with industry. And industry actually needed as many of their technicians as they could possibly get. It was kind of everyone, all men for themselves, and we were going to try and get this talent out there. And in doing so, we created the Quick Start program, which was layered to have access so that it was a 4 hour a day for only 2 weeks in the morning, and you could go also and get the same training 4 hours in the evening so that your shifts and your family and your children picked up from school could all be part of that opportunity. And by doing that, we created a new model. And the model was stackable so that we could actually continue to build programs on top of that that allows somebody to get to a higher job. These kind of nuanced but important shifts and pivots made it so that we now, and you can see this, we have served over 1,300 people in 2.5 years. 1,300 who came through this program looking for opportunity. We also saw in the data, as we were collecting it all the way along, is that we saw a very diverse age population that was learning from either their previous jobs or trying to use current skills and build on those skills. But you can see that 30 to 39 is our highest rate of individuals. Can you put that back up there, Dee? I'm not sure. We also have an unprecedented access to the Latino community that typically has not been our largest population in going to college. We have females ratios in this training of 32%, which is far above what the norm is in the female. And the male, you can see, stays pretty steady. But the one that's most important in the work that we're doing is the first generation college goer. It is 55% of all of those 1,300 people that have decided that they think they can go to college. And what we do is we make sure that their tuition is paid upon successful completion. There's badging and there's certifications that allow them to keep their resume current and a kickstart. So what I'm basically sharing is that the demographics and the Semiconductor Quick Start program became a model that helps other people have access and opportunity.
Thank you. That is showing meaningful change in particularly in populations and in race and gender outcomes. Could you home in a little bit and talk a little bit more about your program design and the innovation in terms of scheduling and elements of that that made it more open to women and men who are managing families?
hmm Well, and even individuals over 50, they
Mm,
wanted a new life. They wanted a new focus and a new opportunity to continue to feel like they were relevant, you know. Uh, what what the Quick Start program really did is it was a game changer. The college enrollments alone were historic in those spaces. But the other piece of it is that you can't see inside a fab, and so they had to go through processes in this program where they were wearing bunny suits so that they could see if they were claustrophobic or had any issues with that kind of PPE wear. We were seeing model-based problem solving where they had to work as a team and actually work on some equipment and share and document, which it isn't an isolated experience in a chair. You're actually active. They had to wear gloves and do tooling so that they could actually identify the tools, know what the tools were, and what the processes were going to be when they actually got into the fab. So the training itself wasn't about just awareness, it was really about skill build and that they could actually come up with opportunity to get into an entry level job. We also had opportunities for our Fresh Start program. Fresh Start is an all female program that has done a great job in growing and nurturing their population. And we would do cohorts of just women so that they didn't feel intimidated or didn't feel like they were less than, and that they were actually vibrant and had skills that they're very good with their hands. And so some of these pieces were big ahas, not just for the college and not just for the institution itself. It was really an aha to the students who said, I can do this. And there their start began.